With 5:42 remaining in regulation, Marek Dolezaj picked up his fifth foul, and he joined Quincy Guerrier and Barama Sidibe right here where they would watch the rest of the game. In comes Bryson Goodine, someone who hasn't played game time in 2 weeks for Syracuse, asked to come in and lead the Orange back from a 2-point deficit. Well, with 1.7 seconds remaining, Jesse Edwards tips him the ball under the basket, and he scores the 2-point Syracuse needed to secure a 75-73 win over Wake Forest here in the Carrier Dome. It wasn't as easy as Friday's match against Georgia Tech, but Syracuse still muscled out a 3-1 win over Clemson at home to ensure their second ACC victory of the season. The Orange out-hit the Tigers 57-49 in this contest. In their home opener and first match of ACC play, Syracuse topped Georgia Tech 3-0 to improve to 5-4 on the young season. The momentum of the match reached an apex in the second set when Syracuse trailed 23-16 and rallied off a ridiculous 9-1 run, eventually winning the set 27-25. Senior Santita Ibangwaze said that the electricity of the home crowd helped them win the crucial set. On the one night of the year meant for watching scary movies and eating candy, Syracuse had the opportunity to move to fourth place in the ACC, and that's exactly what they did, defeating Boston College 3-1 at home. Now, it wasn't all treats for the Orange as Polina Shimanova exited the match in the second set with a leg injury. However, Ellis Seda made up for it with a career-high 20 kills, and Kendra Lucas replaced her with a big performance as well.
Oh, what a day it is. What's going on, everybody? Justin Paura here to give you the latest in the world of sports. It is March 11th, and the madness is just starting to go into full effect. The Syracuse men's basketball team plays its first postseason game tonight in Greensboro. The 6-seed Orange takes on the 14-seed North Carolina in the second round of the ACC tournament. Syracuse fell to the Tar Heels 92-79 on February 29th. SU must win the whole tournament to secure an NCAA tournament bid, and head coach Jim Boeheim says in Greensboro, anything can happen.
Change in a blink. You can be playing really good and not play well here. You can play bad and play well here. We've done that in the past. We lost a game badly the last game we played, and played really well in the tournament. So you just never know what's going to happen in the tournament.
You spoke here a year ago.
And that's when Boeheim was speaking to the media on Tuesday. And while that was happening, Boeheim also confirmed that all ACC first-teamer Elijah Hughes will play tonight. The Orange Storm missed the second half of the team's regular season finale after hitting his head. Tip-off tonight is scheduled for 9 p.m. And with the ACC tournament just getting started, but some competitions couldn't even get off the ground before being canceled this season. The Ivy League Conference basketball tournament, along with all Ivy League spring athletics, has been canceled due to fears of the coronavirus. Some universities, including Rutgers, where the SU men's lacrosse team is set to play Saturday, have banned spectators from attending games. The Golden State Warriors and some soccer leagues in Europe are also set to play games without fans. Gary Gait is the coach of the Syracuse women's lacrosse team, and he has faith that this will get resolved and not affect his team's season.
Let's hope that we can find a way to solve the issue with the coronavirus. And it's an amazing country, and I'm sure we're on it, and we'll figure out something that solves this.
And while we're sticking with SU women's lacrosse, the number 4 team in the country is set to take on 12th-ranked Virginia in Charlottesville Thursday. The Orange hold a 7-1 record, most recently winning its first ACC matchup of the year against Virginia Tech 18-8. Gate credits his team for their preparation.
Really, it's about being prepared, and I thought last game was a great example of that, up against a very unique zone, and we dominated and crushed it.
And we've been talking about coronavirus on this newscast pretty much this entire time. And you know what? No one really knows what the future holds for the lacrosse program here at Syracuse. But as of right now, all things are set to go. And with that, that does it for me here with sports. Brianna, Riley, back to you guys.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to see how you're going to be taking this. But the internet is blowing up
over the New York Knicks trading their only all-star Kristaps Porzingis, to the Dallas Mavericks last Tuesday. Porzingis injured his ACL and has not played a game all season. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban hopes that Porzingis will play with the Mavericks for the next 2 decades alongside rookie sensation Luka Doncic. Here to tell us about the fans' response is our internet reporter Mason Horodisky. Mason, how are you doing today?
Well, first NCAA tournament appearance for Syracuse women's volleyball ever. What was the reaction like when they heard the news?
I mean, everyone on the team was optimistic, but you could tell they were still a little, hesitant to really believe that they were going to make the tournament. But once they heard their name called, you could just feel the energy in the room. Everybody was all smiles, freaking out. You saw Santita Ibangose and Christina Oyewale, 2 of the senior emotional leaders on this team, grabbing each other, freaking out. The only one who wasn't reacting, head coach Leonard Yellen, death-faced the whole entire time.
Stone cold. Well, this bid can really change a program. What do you think it will do for this team?
Well, I think it's definitely going to help with recruiting, and that's really obvious. I mean, ACC, one of the biggest conferences in the entire country, and right after finding out that Syracuse got into the NCAA tournament, the first thing Leonard Yellen did, got on the phone with the #1 recruit that he's trying to bring in next year. So you could just see that that's turning the tide. They're finally getting national recognition, and they're ready to make a big splash.
I heard Nick Saban did the same thing after Bama won the title last year, called a top recruit. So maybe trying to channel some of those ideas.
Fair enough.
They work in both levels.
Syracuse redefined their program this season with an inaugural NCAA tournament bid. Leonard Yellen brought back a batch of seniors who were determined to get them over the hump, along with 1 freshman with undeniable power. ACC action opened with a 4-match win streak as they only surrendered 3 total sets. They later took down number 22 Louisville for their lone ranked win of the season, kickstarting a 5-match heater down the stretch. One day after the regular season finale, their dream came true. Syracuse earned their first tournament win with a sweep against Yale. However, they failed to get past the storied Penn State. It was a season that nobody will soon forget, but like all great things, it had to come to an end. Justin Paura, Citrus TV.
4 days after losing their first home match of the season, Syracuse came to the women's building Friday night and defeated North Carolina in straight sets. Now, nobody on the team said that anything was different this week in practice, but Kendra Lucas said that the team just really pulled it all together to get this win.
It's obviously always heartbreaking when you have a loss, but we really try as a team, and I think what we're really good at is learning from those losses and watching film and really trying to critique those small things that made the change from a win to a loss. Obviously, we're all competitive and we always want to win. And we're all athletes, so that's obviously the goal.
The hardest part, it was just trying to overcome that loss. It's I wouldn't lie, it hurts me too. It was more kind of like was hoping to recover mentally.
This orange victory marks number 100 for head coach Leonard Yellen since assuming the position as head coach in 2011. Up next for SU is a matchup with NC State Sunday afternoon. Reporting from the women's building, Justin Paura, Citrus TV.
With 5:42 remaining in regulation, Marek Dolezaj picked up his 5th foul, and he joined Quincy Guerriere and Barama Sidibe right here where they would watch the rest of the game. In comes Bryson Goodine, someone who hasn't played game time in 2 weeks for Syracuse, asked to come in and lead the Orange back from a 2-point deficit. Well, with 1.7 seconds remaining, Jesse Edwards tips him the ball under the basket, and he scores the 2-point Syracuse needed to secure a 75-73 win over Wake Forest here in the Carrier Dome. Now, no one expected Goodine to be the hero for Syracuse, but he knew that if he just stayed ready, he would be able to get the job done.
I was just getting ready for the game whenever I got in, just make a play. Both sides of the court, whether if I have the ball or not.
It's fitting that we win the game on Jesse getting the ball to Bryson, and Bryson gets it in the basket. That was a heck of a play. You got to admire that group that was on the court for the last 4 minutes to be able to win the game. That was a tremendous effort.
It really took all hands on deck for Syracuse to get this win. Buddy Boeheim leading all scorers with 23 points, and Elijah Hughes added 20 of his own. Now, the Orange still looking to make a case for the NCAA tournament. Its next opportunity is this Tuesday right here in the Dome against the NC State Wolfpack. Reporting from the Carrier Dome, Justin Paura, Citrus TV. For the first time this season, Syracuse drops a match at home, falling to Florida State 3-2. The Orange opened up the match really strong, taking the first 2 sets, but FSU fired back and completed the come-from-behind victory with a 15-12 win in the 5th set. Head coach Leonard Yellen said that he's not happy with his team's performance, but nothing really changed from the first 2 sets compared to the rest of the match.
No, it's not positive. Absolutely not. We're very disappointed because we are a better team. It's always hard when you're so close, you can smell it, you know. Of course it's tough. You know. But it's not like they was changing and we couldn't find answer.
I never changed my game plan. I hit like I always hit. They're a decent block team, but I do my job. As a team, it is hard sometimes, but we try to get people going.
The loss puts SU out of the top 3 of the ACC standings for the first time this year. The next challenge for the Orange is back here in the Women's Building against North Carolina on Friday. Reporting from the Women's Building, Justin Paura, Citrus TV.